My name is Eric Cole, and today we're going to talk about Crazy Rich Asians and how sticking to some of the basics of character building saw the film soar to international audiences in record-breaking fashion. And spoiler warning, I will be discussing spoilery details of the film, so you've been warned. Let's go! Crazy Rich Asians hit cinemas in 2018 and was a massive hit. The film grossed over $238 million at the box office. That's for a film that only cost $30 million to make. That is before distribution and marketing costs, which on the very loose average would be around $35 million for a Hollywood film, but it does change from film to film. But that means that the film potentially generated a profit of $174 million. That is 2.5 times what it cost to produce, promote, and make the film available to us. Jeez. It is the highest grossing English-speaking rom-com of the last decade, which is extremely significant culturally, especially for a film that has an Asian lead, an Asian romantic interest, and an Asian cast all around. The film has a 74% audience rating and a 91% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a good score. The majority of the people that have seen the film had a great time with it. And I believe that the reason why the film was able to provide such an enjoyable and entertaining storytelling experience is that it successfully made the audience care about its protagonist, Rachel. So how do you get the audience to care about the character? Let's talk about it. Script consultant Karl Iglesias talks about a range of techniques that, if applied to your film, script, or story, would help create a compelling and engaging character.
When you see a character and you create a character that you care about, so there's actual techniques, dramatic techniques you can use to make us care for a character, then oxytocin is going through your brain and you bond with that character. You care about that character. That's what keeps you engaged in the story.
And for this film talk, I want to focus on 3 of these techniques. 1. Make the audience feel sorry for the character by showing them to have suffered an undeserved pain or trauma. It is no coincidence that the biggest superhero properties in the world, Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man, are characters that have had to grow up without their parents. Superman and Spider-Man even go on to lose their adoptive fathers, Jonathan Kent and Uncle Ben. Additionally, that pain then becomes the basis for the character's identity, something I touched on in the previous episode of Film Talk, In a Journey to a Cold Destination. 2. Show your character's humanity by showing that they care about something or someone other than themselves. In The Lion King, despite the fact that Simba's reckless bravado and entitlement lead him and Nala into danger, he manages to get himself to relative safety. But once he notices that Nala is still in trouble, he rushes to her aid regardless of how overpowered he might be, showing us, the audience, that he cares for Nala enough to risk his own life. 3. Make the audience admire the character by showing them to have admirable traits. James Bond is the best spy at MI6. He's also very suave and witty. Katniss Everdeen is a very skilled hunter and forager. Dolores von Cartier is the most charismatic member of her band, and subsequently of the nunnery that she seeks refuge in. And now let's take a look at how Crazy Rich Asians applies those techniques to Rachel Chu, the protagonist. 1. Make the audience feel sorry for the character. The film very subtly makes us understand that even though Rachel is of Chinese heritage, deep down inside she is different. The notion that her American upbringing would make her an outcast is what brings about her undeserved pain. 2. Show your character's humanity. Rachel's affection for Nick is what shows us that she cares for someone other than herself, an affection that is displayed by the pleasure she derives from saving the last piece of cake for Nick, instead of keeping it for herself. 3. Show the character's admirable traits. Rachel's very first scene showcases her intelligence and problem-solving skills as she uses her knowledge of game theory and economics to win an academic game of poker. The film successfully establishes those 3 points in time for the second act to kick in, which is usually marked by the protagonist leaving their ordinary world and entering the unknown in order to achieve their goal. If we didn't know how she felt about being a cultural outcast, there would be no inherent interest in finding out how she would fare within that very culture she feels she doesn't belong in. And if we didn't know that she cared about Nick, then it would be hard to get on board with her willingness to go through and endure the unpleasant and sometimes humiliating situations that her journey takes her through. As a conclusion, Crazy Rich Asians is a great example of why covering the storytelling basics is crucial. Now, they won't win you Oscars and Pulitzers on their own, but at the very least, they'll make sure that your audience cares enough to stick around and see what happens next. But what did you think about Crazy Rich Asians? Have you seen it? Did you care about what Rachel would do next? And what do you think makes you care about a character? Drop a comment below and let me know. And before I go, I would like to again say thank you to everyone that supported and backed the campaign for my sci-fi short film, The First Time I Never Met You. We raised 103% of our £15,000 target for our production budget, which is amazing. You guys absolutely rock. We're aiming to get things moving and get the ball rolling on the film around January 2022. Reason being, I'm currently on another job which is very full on and doesn't really give me much time to work on both projects at the same time. Besides, it gives me more time to get everything right. We're already talking and getting some really incredible talent on board to work on this. So again, a massive thank you to anyone who backed, supported, who shared a link, who shared a post, who told their neighbors about the film. You guys honestly rock.